Hello, is it me you're looking for? This is Maltbox and I'm Andy. Welcome to Whisky Review number 21. What I have for you today is a Highland Single Malt Whisky from the Ardmore Distillery, and that is the Ardmore Legacy. There you go. Again, hopefully you can see that. The Ardmore Legacy, nice sound, was introduced to replace the Ardmore Traditional. Now, it's no age statement whisky. It's bottled at 40%. It's chill filtered, and I believe it has added colour as well. So let's get that out of the way. Quite a nice label though. In fact, I might have the tube still. Yep, there we go. There's the tube. So, a bit of a redesign. There you go. So, pivot, pirouette. Ardmore. Currently owned by Beam Suntory. Was established by Teachers, as in the Teach family of the Teachers blend fame, and it is a core component in that blend. And amongst being one of the core components of the blend, obviously they bottle their own single malts. Personally, I've had the traditional, I've got the legacy, I've tried a few other IBs as well as in independent bottlings, but the one that I've got at the moment is this 13-year-old single cask from Whisky Broker. So, I mean, there's not a hell of a lot of it about in terms of the independent bottling market, but you know, I mean, the core range does have one or two. So, without further ado, hey up, steady. I mean, I'll say it's bottled at 40%, so whilst the water's there, I'm not going to be adding any to it because it just won't need it. I picked this up for 20 quid on sale at Tesco. Normal retail price between 25 to 30. So without further ado, okay. It's been a few weeks since I've had this, and it's lighter than I expected. A lot of vanilla, a lot of sort of waxy lemon, and a hell of a lot of vanilla as well. I've already said vanilla? Well, said it twice if so. I mean, the Legacy is a blend of both peated and unpeated single malt from Ardmore. I mean, I say blend, it is still single malt because it all comes from the same distillery. But from memory, and correct me if I'm wrong, I can't remember if the traditional was both peated and unpeated, but already on the nose there's not much smoke there at all. In fact, there's hardly any. It's like a pinprick of smoke, memories of smoke. I suppose there's a little bit in the background, but it's not really what you'd describe as being sort of incredibly at the forefront of it. It is just there in the background playing its part, but I mean, it's a Highland single malt. Islay smoke is completely different to Highland smoke. I mean, Islay smoke is very medicinal, it's iodine, it's in your face. It is practically I'm not going to say the entire show, but you know, it's what it's known for. Highland smoke is kind of just there to play a part, you know. It's a very traditional element of Highland single malt whisky. You might not notice it in a lot of them, but it will still be there. There will be peated malt in the in the malt. So it's in essence it's quite a traditional whisky for the region. Very crisp green apple, a bit of crumble topping. So there is a bit of cereal note in there. Sorry. I mean, when I say that cereal note, think of seared oats, which I suppose is leaning back towards the crumble topping. But think of like you get a load of porridge oats and wet them a bit and put them in a pan, which I know sounds odd, but you know, porridge oats have got a kind of almost milky, sweety kind of back note to them. Bit of toffee, so Werther's original toffee, very traditional. And that vanilla comes back again, but think of like a vanilla cream. Alright, so let's try it on the palate, see what it's got to offer. Okay, off the bat, brandy snaps, you know, like those little brandy snap baskets that you put like fruit and meringues and various things in. Again, the apple's there, and again the vanilla, ginger, tiny little bit of heat, boot polish, which I know sounds odd. Let's put it this way, I've not sat there and licked a tub of boot polish, but the sort of experience that you get on your tongue, you know, when you smell something like that also sticks to your tongue, kind of that hard to describe. So yeah, boot polish, let's run with it. Custard, bit of nutmeg, not much smoke at all. Again, not much smoke. What there is, it's not, as I sort of touched on before, it's not medicinal, heavy, iodine-y lead smoke. It is more of like a burning heather kind of thing. If smoked honey was a thing, it would be smoked honey. I might invent that actually. Patented, that is mine, copyrighted. Smoked honey. If it's already out there, then, well, too late. Yeah, it's quite crisp, it's quite edgy. It's not very rich. It would actually make a quite good summer whiskey, to be honest with you. I mean, one of my all-time whiskies for being in the sun is the Ardmore 12. It was incredibly easy to drink. It's got a lot of light summer flavours, and this is actually reciprocating and replicating, should I say, some of those notes, but with that little bit of smoky richness underneath it, just underlying it all. Finish, oaky, quite dry, a little bit bitter. The finish does let it down quite a bit, to be honest with you. It's getting more and more bitter the longer it goes on. In all honesty, I prefer the traditional that it replaces. That's just my 2 cents. But I suppose at the end of the day, you can pick it up on offer for 20 quid, as I did, or 25 quid for a single malt whiskey. But, you know, it's no age statement. It's another one of those that are an increasing trend. But I suppose the traditional was as well, to be fair. But it just seemed to me that the spirit that went into the traditional was just a little bit richer, a little bit deeper, and had a little bit more to offer. So for me, it's an 80 out of 100. Very affordable, very accessible. You can pick it up in pretty much you know, all your larger supermarkets nowadays. You know, it does have a fair bit to offer. It's plucky little bugger is how I describe it. So that's my vote. Thanks for watching. See you soon.